The Body Shop connects you with the hottest fitness models in the world. Learn the backstage secrets that most successful bikini divas, fitness models, and bodybuilders use to dominate their competition and land on the covers of magazines. Only here at the Body Shop will we allow you to listen and talk to the best in fitness competition. If you're passionate about bodybuilding and fitness, you have found your new home. All of us here at FTNS Radio would like to welcome you to the Body Shop. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome your host, Andre Brick St. Clair.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Body Shop. Thank you for allowing the Body Shop into your homes and into your airwaves. Now, sitting right here next to me is my agent, my best friend, the owner of FitnessAtlantic.com. Please welcome Mr. Brian Canone.
Andre, what's up, man?
What's up, B? How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling all right. I was waiting for you to show up. You said, I'm running late. I said, you're running late.
Yeah.
Never run late.
I never run late, man. I'm a little slow today. I didn't get enough time to eat. I was trying to squeeze in the meal, before I come on the radio, so I wasn't lethargic. I didn't want to feel slow, and didn't really get a chance to do that. So,
well, what do you think it is?
I don't know. I think being a young entrepreneur, being aspiring mogul, that my the hours in the day is just not enough. They need to give me 27 hours a day right now. That's what I need.
27 hours.
Yeah. I need an extra 3 so I can squeeze in a meal or 2. These protein shakes really ain't cutting it for me.
Well, you could use a couple things.
What's that?
You can start taking some energy drinks.
Man, that's nonsense. Too much sugar.
Yeah.
Too much sugar. That's all hype. I don't want that.
Do you need somebody to call you, like a wake-up call? Need a wake-up call every few hours? Or Mal can set it up. He set up his Twitter account to set out some feeds. He could set up your phone to just beep and say, Andre, make sure you eat right now.
Is that what it is? It's funny you said that because we had a guest on the show a few months back, Tawny Korea.
Yep.
And Tawny used to set her phone to go off like every 3 or 4 hours and remind her that it's time to eat.
Right.
See, it's not so much about when it's time to eat. I need to know what to eat sometimes, because sometimes I'm in a meeting, or I'm doing a presentation, or I'm trying to pitch an idea.
If it just shows up and says eat, you may just eat whatever is in front of you.
Burger King, baby. I'm going to go to Burger King. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm bricks.
Drive-through window.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you know what, though? I think somebody needs to, let me see. You got this iPhone.
Yeah.
Plug-in Apple, of course. Somebody needs to come up with an app, because every time I see those.
Baby, you don't have an iPhone, so you need a Droid app.
Yeah. I like my Droid.
Right. Okay.
But
so
what I'm saying is,
if you had a Droid app, what would it want you to tell you?
Tell me what to eat, when to eat. Constantly just remind me where I don't have to, check the phone type thing.
You want like one of those bells to say like it's supper time.
I want the cowbell. Yeah.
You want the bell going off.
Yeah, I want the cowbell to tell me it's supper time. That's what I want. I want to do it every day.
Mal, can you get a guy to help him, please?
Sure.
You can get somebody to help me for that?
Somebody really?
You got somebody?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
You got a computer/nutritional supplement guy.
Yes.
Wait. You talking like you know something about this. So, you know what I mean? So what do we really got going on over here? You guys trying to...
I think you better check your phone.
Let me see. Now, my phone is empty. My phone is still empty. You say, but let me check this iPhone. I don't believe it. You got an app called Suppa Time. Oh, okay. Tell you what. This app called Suppa Time. Let me see how good Ermal is. Hey, Ermal, I need you to get the creator of Suppa Time on the line for me, all right? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Hello, how you doing out there?
Hey, what's happening?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. I hear you guys have a need for the Suppa Time app.
Yeah, well, I definitely do. Brian just eats whatever he wants,
Yeah, that's nice.
So, Brian, why don't you introduce our caller?
Now, Joe.
Yeah,
All right. Now, this is your creation.
that's right.
Okay. So, tell us a little bit about where are you from?
I grew up in Plymouth, Michigan. It's just outside of Detroit.
Okay.
And then now I live in northern Michigan, so Traverse City.
Okay. So you're on the same time zone as us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Joe, what's your last name so I can give you a proper introduction?
Lorenz.
Joe Lorenz. All right, hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Body Shop, the creator of one of the hottest apps to ever hit not only the Android but the iPhone market. Please welcome Mr. Joe Lorenz. There we go. There we go, Joey. I feel better now. I feel better now. So, Joe, what was the actual light bulb moment that made you decide, you know what, I need to create an app that's going to remind people of not only when to eat, but what exercises to do, what supplements to take, and when?
It's kind of almost that very similar dialogue that you guys had earlier on. It's just kind of like, to me, it kind of seemed like a no-brainer. There's so many things out there that are telling you, like how many calories you're getting in, what workout to do and stuff like that. But there's, most of the people that would need this app kind of already know. They know what they're eating. They know what their diet is. They have somebody on it, and they know what they're gonna be doing in the gym. So they don't need somebody to be telling them what to do or what to eat. One of the biggest, problems a lot of people have is once they have all these things, their exercise, their nutrition, their supplementation, is when to do it, because it happens all day. And some of the supplements you're taking, you gotta, you take this one with food and this one with the other one, and you want to take it before your workout, pre-workout, after. So there's a lot of stuff to kind of remember, and especially people that are on a pre-contest diet, the less you have to remember and really think about, the better.
Okay, right. But was there something that was going on within your daily life where you was like, okay, you know what, maybe I can get my phone to remind me? Or was this like a moment where you sat down with your friends, you guys were, tossing around some creative ideas and it popped?
It kind of, it just made sense to make it into an app for the phone, because if you want something to remind you of multiple things throughout the day, you're carrying, most people have their phone on them, 24/7. So it's just kind of a real natural platform to have a reminding system for nutrition and supplementation.
Okay, right. Hey Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself though. You're in Michigan, right? And you started doing some of these. How did you get into fitness and bodybuilding?
Initially, getting into fitness, I had a shoulder injury, dislocated my shoulder, and had to start doing physical therapy on it. And then, after that, I ended up joining the gym and just really fell in love with it. Started working at the gym, and then I got my personal trainer certification. Started personal training, and everything kind of just fell in line that way. It's something that. It's kind of hard to explain, but it just, you get into this, and it's never ending. There's so many different outlets in the health and fitness industry that, I found interesting and able to keep my attention. I just really, really love everything about it.
How long have you been into it?
Probably a good 10 years.
Okay.
A solid 10 years.
And you did a few shows too? You also competed?
Yeah, a little bit. Nothing crazy, but I just started competing with my girlfriend this year, so that was something fun that we started doing.
Okay, so what else is it that you do? Like I'm reading a little bit here about your bio. You also have a pre-workout supplement?
Yeah. So one of the other things that I going through this, the whole pre-workout thing, you know, I've always taken on, you know, I've pretty much taken every pre-workout out there, like a lot of other people, and you know, I was really kind of sick and tired of how the supplement industry masks their ingredients and, you know, puts fillers and everything, kind of just you know, leads on the public and just try and, you know, assumes that their clientele are not smart enough to read a label, you know, and then just put whatever they want in there and sprinkle dose everything. So I decided, you know, initially I just decided to, you know, make my own and just kind of mix everything together, you know, in like my garage. And then a couple of my buddies started taking this pre-workout that I made. They loved it, so then they told all their friends. So then eventually I just, you know, after, you know, multiple formulations, I kind of got dialed in and got a company to, you know, FDA certified company to package it and label it and all that stuff. And, you know, kind of just went from there, you know, grew from there.
I'm looking a little bit at your notes here on an article that's done here. It says that it's a vasodilator also. So,
yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of different stuff it does. You know, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with pre-workouts and, you know, what a lot of them claim to do. Pretty much, you know, you want to be able to get as many, you know, all the nutrients that you can to the muscles, you know, as fast as you can. So you want to get a lot of blood flow. And then once you get all that blood flow to the muscles, you also want to get rid of all the waste product. You know, so assuming that you have enough blood flow to the muscles, you're going to be generating these waste products like ammonia, hydrogen, and lactic acid. So then when you want to have things in there that's going to get rid of those waste products so you can keep going. You know, and it just kind of adds on from there.
So tell us a little bit about these ingredients. I'm seeing like a list of things here. Citrulline maltate. What does that do?
So citrulline malate, it's a precursor to L-arginine, and L-arginine is you know, what's going to increase your nitric oxide production. You know, so that increase. That pump that you get, you know, everybody wants that good pump in the gym. So the citrulline malate actually makes your body produce its own L-arginine. So rather than just throwing L-arginine in there, and then you know, then your body would shut down its own production of L-arginine, we put something in there to make your body make its own. You know, so over time, you're training your body to make the things that we want it to have, rather than throwing everything in there.
Okay, how did you actually go about getting FDA approval for this supplement, Joe?
There's a ton of restrictions that, you know, a lot of people think that the supplements and the supplement business is kind of like the wild west, that people can do whatever they want. But there's actually quite a bit of regulations in production of dietary supplements, and one of those now is that every part of the manufacturing process has to be under the direct control of the FDA. In a certified good manufacturing production facility. So a lot of these companies couldn't afford, smaller companies couldn't afford to do it themselves. So they have, there's these bigger companies that's all they do is they're the ones that are taking these raw ingredients. They take your formula, your artwork, and, you know, everything you want, and then package it in a FDA-approved facility.
Okay, so did you have to get a patent done first, or no?
One of the risks I kind of took on this was not hiding behind a proprietary blend. Okay. So a lot of these companies that have patents or something like that, they hide behind a proprietary blend. So they'll tell you what the ingredients are, but they won't actually tell you how much is in it. And pretty much what they do with that, you know, since the things that work generally are a little bit more expensive to produce, they take, you know, a little bit of the things that people want in there, and then they add a bunch of filler, and you really have no idea what, you know, how much of anything's in it. Okay. So rather than doing that, I made sure that I had the right amount of every ingredient in every scoop, and the only way you can really guarantee that to the customer is to put it right on the label. but in doing that, there's no way that I could have a patent or anything like that because I'm totally out there. So theoretically, somebody could come by and steal my formula and do it themselves, but that's kind of risk that you take when you take that kind of approach.
How's it been going for you? Are you mostly online or are you in stores? How have people been getting the product from you?
Most of it's online. Our website's thenewrealdeal.com, and most of the sales come from there. But there's a lot of gyms that carry it. We deal directly with the gyms. So rather than going through a distributor and having the distributor take the cut, having the gym take the cut, jacking the price up even more, we just kind of try and deal directly with the customer so we can give them a high quality product at a really competitive price. Most of it's on the website.
How do people take this supplement? Is it a capsule?
It's a powder. So you mix it with take 1 scoop every time. Mix it with water. If you like it real sweet, mix it with just a couple ounces. If you like it more diluted, like I do, you mix it with like 12 ounces. Mm-hmm. You take 20 to 30 minutes before your workout. What
flavor does it come in?
Comes in lime, so it's real refreshing. It tastes really good, and it's definitely a refreshing flavor, and it's not sticky. So a lot of people like that too when they're drinking it. Some people sip it like bike riders or people that do endurance type stuff. They'll sip it throughout their workout, and it still quenches their thirst.
What was it like when you created this product and you call in your buddies over? And I'm just going to assume, you guys are probably in the garage or, sitting around the kitchen table and you go, hey, try this supplement that I just made.
The funny thing is that it really just, I didn't really have to ask anybody to do it because people saw, me and another guy, and people saw, the results that we were getting, and that there was definitely something different going on. So we didn't really have to twist any arms to get people to try it. Kind of people came to us for that. So.
Okay. Now, are your supplements, are they naturally, not naturally, are they nationally distributed? Can somebody get it from like bodybuilding.com? Can they get it from GNC?
No, they the only place you can get it for the most part is online at our website. And again, that's because those companies like bodybuilding.com or GNC, they want to take a huge cut of everything.
Okay.
And we really wouldn't be able to, because we have so much ingredient in there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't fill it with a bunch of cheap filler that it's really not possible for us to go through a big company like that'll take an extra $10 every bottle, because we just couldn't make it cheap enough.
Right. Okay. Now you mentioned that it is available on the website. I want to give you the opportunity to go ahead and plug that website. So won't you give that out there for the listeners of the Body Shop?
Okay, the website is thenewrealdeal.com.
Thenewrealdeal.com. I like that. How'd you come up with that name concept, though?
The whole name thing, again, it just kind of like fell into place, because people, at the beginning we didn't have a name for it, so it was just, whatever it is, Joe's supplement. And then, people would come back and like, dude, this is a real deal. A lot of people would say that, and they're like, this is the best thing I've ever tried. This is a real deal. So it kind of just, fell into place after that, because that's what people were kind of.
I like that. All right, well, listen, I actually got to cut to commercial, right? But I want you to stay on the line. When we come back, we're going to get more into the Suppa Time app. We're going to find out a little bit more about therealdeal.com. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. You're listening to Bricks Bryan and the founder of Real Sports Labs, Mr. Joe Lorenz. We'll be right back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Body Shop. I am your host, Andre Brick St. Clair. My in-studio co-host is Mr. Brian Canone. And on the line, we have the creator of the Suppa Time app and the founder of Real Deal Sports Nutrition Company. Please welcome back Mr. Joe Lorenz. Now, Joe, let's get back into the whole Suppa Time app. All right? I understand, why you started it, but let's walk the listeners of the Body Shop through how this app actually works.
All right, cool. So, pretty much what it's, the main thing that it does is it schedules your exercise, your meals, and your supplementation. Okay. And then when you break that down, each one of those three categories, we have, for instance, we'll get into meals. You can go in, type in, for instance, chicken breast. Okay. You can go in more from there. You can type in, what serving size. So let's call it 6 ounces of chicken. Mm-hmm. And then you can even go in and type in, 200 calories and grams of fat and really do like your macronutrients on there if you want. You don't have to. You could just say chicken if you wanted. Okay. And then underneath that, you have your weekly schedule. So it lines up Sunday through Monday and or Sunday through Saturday, and then you set up what times you want it to remind you. So let's say on Monday you're eating a chicken breast and broccoli, for meals, 3, 4, and 5, and it's all, it's at a specific time. You just set those up, right, and then that day it'll notify you.
Mm-hmm. So it's pretty much kind of like interactive.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so you can really customize it, and then it breaks it down into different colors too. So for instance, it'll show you all your meals, all the food that you're supposed to have at this time, all your supplements that you're supposed to have, and if you're going to the gym or whatever, it'll show that up too.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, you have a competitor getting ready for a contest prep. They're, say, 8 weeks out from a show. All right. They download the Suppa Time app, either for the iPhone or from the Android market. They put in, okay, I need to eat Sunday to Saturday at X, Y, and Z, this amount of time. That's great. How would they put in their exercise routines? Is there like a different type of like Excel spreadsheet type of thing in there, or what?
We kind of stayed away from throwing in the exercise routine. Okay. Because that would just not necessarily complicate it, but we didn't want to, same thing, we didn't add like a calorie counter in there, because a lot of people have their own, if they're going to use an app for that, they have their own favorite app for like calorie counting or making their exercise routine, and that's a whole nother, thing that we didn't want to try and, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, right, that kind of stuff. This is a completely different aspect, that of the timing, more or less.
Okay. Now, being that timing is very important from getting your meals in, knowing when to take your supplements, how much to take your supplements. With this app, is it sending out like a reminder? Is it like an alarm that's beeping, or does it just vibrate in your pocket and when to take?
What it does is it uses your standard, whatever notification sound that you have. Okay. It'll use that. So let's say, you have your text message sound. It'll sound like you have a text message, but then when you unlock your phone, it'll have a little window that pops on top of your home screen. And then it'll say everything on that window. And then once that window pops up, you can either hit complete, so if you're going to do it right now, complete it. Or let's say you're somewhere where you can't do it, you can hit snooze, essentially, or a remind button. And then you can say, remind me in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Right. You can't do it right then.
Okay. For someone like myself who is not tech savvy, all right, without giving away your secrets, obviously, how exactly did you, one, develop the app, and then two, get it so that you can sell the app and make money from it?
So, from start to finish, it starts with an idea, obviously. So, I wrote down everything that I wanted it, how I wanted, for the most part, how I wanted things to operate and look, not technically, not anything technical yet, just kind of the basics, like drawings on a napkin type stuff.
Okay.
Then I went to a developing company it's called Twisted Castle.
Okay.
And, these guys, they took my idea and they turned it into the app. And they're the ones that actually did all the code, all the making it look good and operate perfect. That's all them. So they took my idea and then turned that into the app, which is and they did a really good job of that.
Okay. How is the app doing thus far between the Android market and the iPhone?
Is it on the iPhone market? Or
I believe it is.
Android?
Android. It's just on the Android market.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's on your side, Andre.
He's on the right side. He's on the right side. Stay on the Android side. Every 7 months there's a new iPhone that comes out, and it's just ridiculous. You know what? Just stick with the Droid market. Now, what kind of feedback have you been getting from the Suppa Time app?
The people that get it and use it, they like it. It's definitely, it's not for everybody. It's not for the average person just walking down the street,
Right.
Because most people don't really care when they eat, as long as it's a lot of it, or something. So it's really for a specific group of people, and the people that get it, they use it every day, and it works. So everybody that gets it and uses it seems to love it a lot.
Okay. All right. How much does the app actually cost?
That's $2.99 on the Android market.
Well, see, Brian's over here chuckling, but the reason that I ask is because you have some apps are free, and you get the whole ad concept. Some apps are $2.99. Mm-hmm. Some apps are range anywhere up to $5.99, and you never really get a full scope of anything. So with Joe being on the line, and the volume of listeners that we get on the Body Shop, this is great advertising for them. But if it's reasonably priced, they're gonna download the app, I hope. So
that's very good price. Now, Joe, how does the app work though? If you buy it, if you buy it on your phone, can you add all these foods right off your phone and say, okay, I need egg whites, oatmeal, fruit, and then I'm going to have a shake, and then I'm going to have chicken, turkey, fish. Is it easy to import the foods right into it?
It's pretty intuitive. We didn't. Everybody eats. There's a bunch. Tons of different combos of diets that people have, so we didn't want to try and put all the foods in there. Then if it's not in there, you're kind of SOL. So we just kind of made it to where if you add it, how you want it, especially if you have specific protein drinks or specific things, or a lot of people eat oats and eggs and salsa combined, or whatever. You're not going to find that in the standard calorie counter. So all you do is whatever it is that you want to put in there, you just type it in, and you can fill out, if you want, you can fill out all the information on it, and then have it stored in your phone. So then you kind of have your frequently eaten thing. Same with supplements. You put all the supplements that you're taking, so it's not filled with a bunch of random stuff. It's only the things that you use.
Oats and eggs and salsa. Seriously?
I guess on your egg whites, not on the oats.
Hey, you know what? Nutrition has changed since the last time I decided to step on stage. So when I hear some of these things,
download it right now.
When I download the app right now?
Right now.
Let me see. All right, Joe. I'm going to download the app right now, and I'm going to make Brian pay for it. Okay. As I'm doing that, right, let's go back to the real deal, okay? And where did you get the name? I believe it's called Privalesco, right? And why do you call your product the real deal?
Initially, the company was going to be called, the whole mother company is called Prevalesco Holdings, or initially it was going to be Prevalesco Health, but we changed it to Holdings. And Prevalesco means to grow strong.
Okay.
So, throughout the whole product line, whatever it is that we're going to be offering, it's base background is to, grow strong, help you grow strong in whatever it is, that you're doing.
Okay. All right, here we go. Description: never miss a meal again. Suppa Time is a weekly scheduler for nutrition, exercise, and supplementation for athletes, bodybuilders, and the fitness enthusiasts. Users of this app will be able to schedule their meals, exercise, and supplement intake for each week. You will also be provided with reminders of when to complete components of the program, keep track of multiple supplements, and when they should be used. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so now got it down here. So we got it's like a neon green, glowing in nature, like that. You choose your days. Put in your time from starvings, your start time. You add it in. You add another. I tell you what, I'm gonna try it out for a week. I'm gonna let you know what I feel about it, because
what's the buzzer gonna say?
What's the buzzer gonna say?
Yeah,
it's gonna say eat now. It's gonna say eat now.
Joe, do you get to set it up with a certain ringer?
Whatever it is that your ringtone currently is, or your notification tone is, it uses that. And that way, if you turn the phone to silent, it's still going to be silent. So it's going to be vibrate only.
Andre, why don't you do the voiceover for the Suppa Time app?
Why not do the voiceover for that?
So it yells out. What would you yell out? What should my phone yell?
If you download the Suppa Time app, I believe your phone should, aside from just having your standard notification, right? Believe a very powerful masculine voice should come through your phone, and it should say something like this: if you don't want to be small, it's time to eat now. I like that. I like that. Now, Joey, off the air, me and you gonna talk about a little deal or something. Don't worry about that.
It's like when you're driving, right? What's the navigation system?
Exactly.
You could change it to Snoop Dogg voice.
I'm not gonna do that.
But a Homer Simpson voice too.
Oh man. Okay, Joe, I'm actually receiving an email from one of our listeners, and they train long distance running. Okay, will the Real Deal allow them to run longer, or is this primarily, I'm trying to read what the email says, or is this primarily like a bodybuilding type of supplement?
Yeah, I have a lot of endurance people that use it. Some people, they take it, what a lot of the runners do, depending on how long they're going to run, if it's like, ultra distance, they take one scoop in a water bottle with them.
Okay.
Take it the whole time.
Right.
It's generally something a little bit, like a 5K, something like that. People will, if they have the opportunity to sip it throughout, they'll take half a scoop beforehand, like 30 minutes before, and then drink the other half while they're running. And it works well for everybody. It kind of, the good thing about it is that it's not just an up and down energy, like a lot of these other things are. It doesn't just rely on caffeine. Kind of trains, throughout a couple weeks, it trains your body to really, produce these chemicals and these amino acids that we want it to,
right,
for a continuous amount of time. So there's really no letdown. A lot of people, they get this, one of the biggest things that they notice is this really intense second wind. So it's not like you never get tired, but they get tired and then you just keep going. That's what a lot of people talk about. Okay.
With the Real Deal supplement, is this something that you would have to stack, or like, you remember when creatine first came out and you had to take certain dosage? You would take like 5 grams in the morning and then take another 5 grams in the afternoon, and
like a loading phase.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. It doesn't really You could theoretically, because it's dosed, everything in there you can take twice a day.
Okay.
Separated twice a day. So if you really wanted to, you could kind of do like a 1 week loading phase.
Okay.
But you really don't need to. And the same thing with cycling it. Pretty much all the evidence coming out now about, everything that's in here, suggests that you don't need to cycle. It does, for instance, like with caffeine, you are going to build up a tolerance to the stimulant effect of caffeine. So if you want to get that back, you'd have to stop taking it for a little bit. But other than that, there's really no need to cycle.
Okay. And approximately how many servings come per bottle?
There's exactly 20.
There's exactly 20.
So another thing that a lot of companies do is they'll say it's got 45 servings.
Right.
And you're like, okay, cool, 45 servings, but then it's like, if you weigh more than 150 pounds, you got to take 3 scoops. So it's like everybody out there is taking 3 scoops of this stuff.
Right.
Now you just paid, $55 for a jug with 13 servings in it,
Right.
Take advantage of that. So the other big thing is 1 scoop is what you take. So, it's got 20 servings and it'll last 20 servings,
I like that. All right. Well, we're going to get a little bit more from you. Once again, I got to cut to commercial. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stay tuned. When we come back, got a couple rapid fire questions, and I'm going to see if I can get Joey to send me a bottle of this real deal product down here to the studio. Stay tuned. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Body Shop. Now, on the line, we have Joe Lorenz. And right before the break, I was asking Joe a little bit more about the Real Deal product, because we don't just primarily want to talk about the Suppa Time app only when he has something else that he can promote and something else that is actually helping the athletes out there. So with the Real Deal and with the Suppa Time app, I think, this is a great avenue for Joe. Joe, right before the break, he was talking about, how there really is not a need for a loading phase based on the Real Deal, and it's not loaded with too many stimulants. But how different is the Real Deal from energy drinks like, say, Red Bull or Monster?
It's completely a whole nother thing. Like the energy drinks, like you said, Red Bull and Monster.
Right.
They, aside from like the low carb, no sugar ones, they're a ton of sugar, which generally is not a good thing. And in caffeine, which caffeine has its role, but when you just when that's all you rely on, it really doesn't do a whole lot.
Right.
All the studies out there that are coming out now about caffeine is saying you want, for actual performance enhancing effects, you want anywhere from 250 milligrams to 500 milligrams of caffeine, whereas most of these energy drinks, don't actually come close to that. It's more like a cup of coffee. Right. Which is good and bad for some people. But the other thing is that, a can of Red Bull is like $2.50, and it's got a little bit of caffeine and a bunch of sugar and a tiny little can. One serving of the real deal, it's got all these other ingredients. So it's got your citrulline malate, the beta-alanine, all your branched chain aminos, and a lot of all this stuff, creatine, and it's cheaper than one serving of Red Bull.
Okay. The real deal, excuse me, because you're not using sugar, are you replacing it with like a vitamin B12 to give you the energy?
We don't throw any extra. We don't have a B12 or any B vitamins in there. What we do use is it's called xylitol.
Okay.
It's organic sugar alcohol, and what it does is it actually is low on the glycemic. So what that means is that it takes a long time to burn up in your blood and get all the way in your bloodstream.
Right.
But it ends up acting as like a long burning carb, But then that's actually what is the main sweetener in it. And then the really good thing about xylitol is it's been shown to increase bone density, and it actually kills bacteria in your mouth. So unlike sugar that promotes bacteria in decay, xylitol will tends to kill bacteria in your mouth and promote good dental hygiene actually. So it's kind of nice.
So the xylitol can actually freshen up your breath.
Yeah. The other cool thing about xylitol, since it's a sugar alcohol,
right,
it evaporates real quick.
Okay.
So when let's say you have like room temperature real deal, when you drink it, it actually tastes colder than it really is.
Oh.
Which is really good for those cyclists and runners, because they're hot. And generally, the water that they're drinking is warm or hot, depending on the temperature outside. So when you get that, it kind of evaporates off your tongue and gets that extra cooling sensation, and people tend to like that a lot too.
Right. Okay. Now let me just simplify something for the first timers that are out there. When you mention that it's a sugar alcohol, right? I don't want people to think, this is the kind of alcohol that you get in a brown bottle that says Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey, good old number 7 on it. What it means is that it's an organic sugar that's normally found in the fibers of many fruits and vegetables, such as berries and oats and mushrooms, corn husk. As a sugar source, it's actually pretty good for older people to remain active because, as you touched on, it actually does improve their bone density. I just wanted to put that out there so we're not oversimplifying things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how can somebody get in touch with you?
Like personally, or is the company?
Both.
Personally, if they want to shoot me an email, it's real simple. It's joelorenz@thenewrealdeal.com.
Okay.
And that's my personal email. So anybody, I check that daily, obviously.
Right.
That's actually the best. That's the best contact right there. So.
All right. And now.
I just found them on Facebook.
Oh, you found them on Facebook?
Just looked for you, Joe.
Uh-oh.
All right. Now, if they want to get in touch with you, or if they want to find out more about the real deal, let them have that website again, Joe.
The website is thenewrealdeal.com.
Okay. And now, let's go with some rapid fire questions. Okay?
All right.
Are you ever going to compete again?
Yes.
Fitness athlete or bodybuilder?
There he is.
No, I know that. I'm asking him, stay out of this conversation.
That's actually a tough question. I guess we'll see. It depends on the show I do.
Okay.
I'm hoping to do one. Right now I'm not the biggest dude out there, so a lot of the men's physique stuff is kind of more my level right now. Mm-hmm. But eventually I'd like to get into doing some natural bodybuilding and whatnot, because I did one bodybuilding show and I liked it a lot. I just I got some work to do. So. Okay.
There he is.
Oh yeah, it's a great picture. I see there's a picture of you at one of these expos. It's really not saying which one, but you're next to the House of Pain Expo. You're over there by the Tap Out Expo. There's a picture of you At least I think that's you.
On the flyer, is that you on your website?
No, that's not me.
Okay.
That's one of our sponsored athletes.
All right. How would somebody go about becoming a sponsored athlete for The Real Deal?
Ooh,
No, I don't like that answer, Joe. Come on, Joey.
the guys that are sponsored athletes are people that have been taking it for a long time.
Okay.
So rather than getting somebody who's like jacked already and then saying, hey, just tell everybody that you took this and got jacked.
Right.
There's people that, they've been taking this for, everybody that's on the website have been taking The Real Deal for over a year, and we have some pretty good before and after pictures of these guys. It's actually, when they started taking The Real Deal and then where they are now. So it's a real before and after, and it's not like, oh, he got huge and shredded up in 2 months. It takes some time. Like the real, everybody knows it's not a quick fix. And that's where these athletes are coming from. They've been using The Real Deal for a while.
Right.
And like this, for a long time.
See, the reason that I asked you that question is because I wanted to see if you would say, okay, just contact me and so on and so
We like
forth.
your answer. We like your answer.
Yeah,
It's very good.
So, excuse me. Joey, let me put you right here on the spot, okay?
All right.
What kind of shape are you in right now?
Pretty good.
Okay, you're in pretty good shape, right?
Yeah.
You got your abs showing?
Yep.
All right. So what I want to do is I want to get you to commit to the next show that you're going to compete in.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think we might be thinking April.
April?
I think April would be good for you.
Yeah, because I was thinking about doing one this October.
Okay.
No.
No?
Either November?
Brian's saying no. Brian's saying no.
Thanks a lot.
You know what? There's actually a WBFF event coming up November 5th, and it'll be taking place in Providence, Rhode Island. Where are you calling us from, Joe?
Michigan.
Traverse City, Michigan.
Michigan. Hey, that's not too far of a drive.
Not too far.
Not too
He's
far.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
Bad.
it ain't that bad. All right, Joey, is there anybody out there that you would like to thank?
I want to thank definitely my dad. He's helped a ton on everything. He's a solid businessman and, has definitely given me a ton of direction on this. Everybody who keeps coming back and buying it, that's what's really, keeping everything going, because we don't have a whole lot of money to reach out in a bunch of ads and get new people.
Right.
The people that come back all the time are the ones that are really fueling it. So definitely thank all those people for sure.
All right. Sounds good. Now, is there any parting words that you would like to leave the fans of the Body Shop and your new fans with?
Everybody knows, what it takes. It takes a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of time and effort, and there's no quick fixes on anything. And that's one of the biggest things that I've learned, and try to tell a lot of other people is that it's consistency, and it's just keeping everything. If you got goals,
right,
keep those goals in your mind and ahead of everything else every day, and that's the only way to get things, And that's the same thing whether you're taking a pre-workout supplement or you have an app. It's just the little things that help you stay consistent, and those are the things that can help.
Good job. Well, Joe, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day. Thank you for calling into the Body Shop. Ton of great information out there. Now,
we're going to use that app now. We're going to enter in all the foods. Salmon.
Salmon. As long as I don't got to eat asparagus, it's not a problem. It's not a problem, okay? The big fella does not like asparagus. Cool?
Hey, I think that's okay. You got to ask Joe. Is that all right, Joe?
Yeah, I love asparagus.
Joey, you're killing me here, man. I was just sticking up for you. Come on, you're killing me over here. No,
It's gonna say asparagus time.
it's gonna say asparagus time, huh? All right. Hey, Joe. Before we go, is there any samples of the real deal, either online so somebody can try it out, or is it pretty much you have to buy it?
Yeah, if you go online, and you click out the window, there's a little thing that pops up that you can get us to send you a sample.
Okay.
Send you a sample pack just for the the shipping, so it's $1.99, I think.
Right.
So we'll get that out to you if you want to try it. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Sounds good. All right, Joe. Once again, man, thank you for calling into the body shop. Really appreciate that. I wish you much success with the Suppa Time app. I wish you a ton of success with the Real Deal supplement line. Call us back. Let us know how everything is going. All right?
Yeah, sounds good, guys.
All right,
cool.
thanks, Joe.
Appreciate it.
All right. You have a good one, Joey.
You too.
All right. So, Bri,
Yeah.
that was your buddy Joe. He's a good guy. I'm online. I'm looking at the Real Deal.
He wants $1 for sample. What's up with that?
You know what? He might send us a sample, and again, he might not. Either way, we'll be sure to try it out. Like I said.
Andre was gonna, once he said the sample, then he was gonna move on and say, "Can you send me a T-shirt? Can you send me a jacket?
They don't make T-shirts
Can
big
you
enough to fit
Send me some new shoes.
Size
Can you
12s.
Send me the Real Deal truck. Send
You think
me
they got a truck?
Vander Holyfield is gonna come after you then. And
I'll bite his right ear. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. You know what I mean? I got Tyson on speed dial. I got Tyson on speed dial. I'm not worried about it. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, man, we gotta go. But always remember this: success breeds envy. The best revenge you can have against a jealous person is to be even more successful. You keep God first, and everything else will fall into place. This is Bricks signing off for Brian, super producer Amal. We gotta go, but we'll see you when we see you.
This is FTNS.